In this video, I want to talk about a very simple concept that we can all apply that will help us preserve our willpower. Watch this video to learn more. In previous videos, I've been speaking a lot about willpower, how it's very valuable for us and how we need to protect it or preserve it at all costs. I'm not going to talk any more about this in this video, but if you want to learn more, click this link here. So today, I want to talk to you about a very simple concept that I call execute cleanly. So the problem sometimes is that when we have something that is really difficult, something that we know we should do, but it requires quite a bit of willpower for us to do it, we sit down and then we have a bunch of decisions that we need to make before we can even start doing this thing. So let me give you some examples. Let's say you're a writer and it's got to the point where you need to sit down and write. You sit down and then you think, what am I writing about here? What topic am I going to write about? What's the strategy for the blog or the magazine that I'm writing for? And you have all these decisions. Another example might be you're recording videos like I am now. It comes time to record the video and then you're like, what am I going to present? What's the script that I'm going to follow? What are the main points I want to make on camera? Or maybe you're a dieter, you go to the kitchen and it's time to cook a meal and then you're like, okay, what meal am I going to cook? I don't know what I'm cooking tonight, so what ingredients do I have? What's going to be a nice low-fat recipe for me to cook? And all these decisions crop up, right? So what's the problem here? Well, the problem is that you're making all these decisions, which is hitting your willpower, right before you're about to do something hard, that is also going to hit your willpower. And I call this the double willpower whammy effect. You're basically doubling up the amount of willpower that you need to do something. And of course, that's not a good idea. Contrast my previous examples with this. A writer sits down and already knows exactly what title he's going to write, and he can just write. Or a video presenter who comes in front of the camera and just has a script that's ready for him to follow. Or a dieter who goes into the kitchen and already knows ahead of time what she's going to be cooking, all the ingredients are there, and she can just get cooking. And that's why I call this execute cleanly. Simply, when it comes time to do something hard, when it comes time to do something that's going to require willpower, you want to try and prepare beforehand so that you can just execute as cleanly as possible. You don't want to be making all these decisions and strategizing and thinking about all this stuff that depletes your willpower right before you do something challenging. Instead, what you should do is this: separate the planning, separate the thinking and decision making and the strategizing, whatever you want to call it, and do that in batch beforehand. So as an example with me, when I'm recording these videos, I sit down at the weekends usually and plan all the videos that I'm going to do for the week ahead. So when it comes time to recording videos, something that I find pretty hard to do, I don't have to go through all this willpower depleting decision making. It's already been done separately beforehand. I can just execute cleanly. The reason this is so good is obviously because it requires less willpower. You're spreading your willpower up over time. So it increases your chances of following through on the difficult things. So in summary, my main point is if you've got something that you know is going to be difficult for you to follow through on, separate the decision making and the specifics up beforehand. Get all that sorted separately beforehand so that when it comes time to get busy, you can just execute cleanly. I hope you got some use out of this video and you can use this technique to nail some of the difficult stuff that you're trying to do and build your habits. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.